the show today. Baratunde Thurston and I are tagging in as co-hosts. Plus, Matt Myra checks another item off his bucket list when he sits down with Doctor Who star David Tennant. Then sci-fi author and internet guru Rob Reed is here live with his new book, Year Zero. Also, I'll have an exclusive first look at the new comedy 3-2-1 Frankie Go Boom in the feed. And Grace Helbig talks baby punching with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis, the stars of the new film, The Campaign. Don't go anywhere. Attack starts right now.
Candace Bailey is lost in the wilderness of the mind, but we've got Sarah Underwood here.
Thank you guys. We're coming to you live. Hashtag Sarah Tunde.
You know what to do, Twitter. You know what to do.
I'm not dropping it. I'm not keeping it alive. I know y'all are sick of hearing it.
How are you? How you feeling today?
Oh my gosh, I'm a little tired. I did my usual hot power yoga last night.
Usual? This is the thing with you.
Yeah, it's hot yoga. It's in a room like 104 degrees.
Okay, that's hot.
Humidifier on, and I did yoga with weights last night.
Yoga with weights is not even yoga anymore. That's a whole other thing you made up. That's awesome.
It's my version of it. But yeah, I'm a little tired today.
Good. I'm tired too, but I had a very different night from you.
Yeah.
I went to a party in a whorehouse.
You
Got a
did have a
real
different
one.
night.
Settle down. I went to the launch party for a pre-launch party for BBC America's new show, Copper. It's a cop drama set in 1864 New York City.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm actually helping promote this app they have. It's called Mugshot Yourself. And you take your face and then you mash it up with the mugshot of an actual criminal from 1860s New York City.
So cool.
It's creeptacularly fantastic.
Oh my gosh, you have to tell me where I can do that at. That's so fun.
BBCAmerica.com/Copper.
Cool.
Yeah, we actually have a few shots of both of us. We put it through the ringer. That's me, a very, very dapper criminal.
That's me? That's me?
You look so sad.
What ethnicity am I?
It is the ethnicity of failure.
Oh, it's amazing. I want to frame that.
Yes, space technology.
The internet is full of magic and wonder, and also net shots.
Why don't we take a little run around the nets?
Yes. Remember that kick-ass Liam Neeson movie, Taken? Yeah. Where he had to rescue his daughter from kidnappers, right? Okay.
Well, YouTuber Captain Hippo imagines what it might have been like if that movie starred just an average dad instead.
Hey, Dad.
Hey,
You were supposed to call.
I'm sorry.
We literally just got here.
Tell him he was supposed to call. I tell him all the time. It takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna call.
Telling him. Dad, there's somebody here. Hey, by the way, did you send in your estimated taxes? Michael, were you just taken? Jeez. I will find you, and I will kill you.
Good luck.
This thing is slower than anything. Doesn't work.
What the hell is with this thing? 0 results.
So, are you going to get our son or what?
I'm going.
Damn it. How does it go on? Oh, there it goes. E-A-R. Hi, Mikey. Here we go. I'm a-coming. Gee, watch out over there. Yo, get out of the way. Turn around. Look where you're going. Oh, what the hell are you breaking? Get off the phone. All right, let's go. Come on. My son was taken.
You know how you know that they're partying in Paris? Did you see in the background they were partying with baguettes?
Like you do. Exactly like you do. I think the Italian mom would do a much better job of tracking them down, though. All those kidnappers get guilted into submission.
All right, now let's take a look at toys.
You know how sometimes people find a wolf boy living in the woods? Well, here's a commercial for feral kids.
What's that? Mine. Let me see. What is it? It's a clump of dirt with a stick and a leaf. No way. That looks like fun. Can I play? No.
feral child. Do you want a clump of dirt with a stick and a leaf of your own?
Yeah.
Well, now there's Clump of Dirt with a Stick and a Leaf for girls.
No way!
Introducing Mrs. Clump of Dirt with a Stick and a Leaf. Mrs. Clump of Dirt with a Stick and a Leaf is just for you. If you're a girl raised without parents in the forest who pees where they stand and rolls around indefinitely. And with accessories like these, the fun never ends.
Hiking with this rock. Cruising in this puddle.
What Miss Clump of Dirt with a Stick and a Leaf would be complete without her very own home.
Her favorite hole. What are you doing?
Where did your parents go? It doesn't matter. Besides, nobody would love something like you. Nobody. Except Mrs. Clump of Dirt with a Stick and a Leaf.
I'm your mom now. Goodbye.
Mrs. Clump of Dirt with a Stick and a Leaf.
Oh, man. Those are some pretty impressive verbal skills for a kid raised in the woods.
Yeah, suck it, public education.
We don't actually know how to properly introduce this next video.
Yeah, so instead we're just gonna let Google Translate do it.
And I quote, "From 2 years of break, Psy is finally coming back with his 6th album, Psy 6. The album's weighty title song, Gangnam Style, is composed solely by Psy himself, from lyrics to choreography. The song is characterized by its strongly addictive beats and lyrics, and is thus certain to penetrate the foundations of modern philosophy."
Forever.
You are very welcome.
Now, politics, they can be messy and awkward.
Otherwise known as comedy gold.
Who says politics and comedy don't make for good running mates?
Ah! Ho! Black Hawk down!
In the campaign, Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis square off in all-out political warfare. And besides the baby punching, some of the tactics are not as far-fetched as they may seem.
You're challenging our 4-term congressman. How do you expect to do that?
Who is that guy?
Did I say that again?
Now, is it sad that it's not hard to believe that this film could have been based on true events?
That is sad. Yeah, we realize that.
Yeah.
We thought we were being over the top enough, but then those people running for office keep being gross. And
they just keep being gross.
Stop being gross, you guys.
I think that's a good message for the youth and for the non-youth alike.
All segments.
All people.
Yes.
Don't be gross.
Right. Stop being gross.
Stop being gross.
Aloe vera be thy name. The thigh.
There are a few coincidental similarities between what Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell do to each other in this movie, to what really people do to each other in politics all the time.
Are you pro or anti-baby punching?
Of course, you should never punch a baby.
In theory.
In theory. But there just are a select few times where, you know, a good punch, not to the face.
No.
Just to the arm.
In theory.
In theory. Yeah.
Zach?
Well, if a baby gets lippy.
Yeah. If a baby gets up in your face and you're trying to eat your minestrone soup,
You can defend yourself. Exactly.
things happen. That's my answer. Things happen.
Okay.
What are you gonna do if a baby, like my niece peed on me? Well, what else are you supposed to do?
Block her on Facebook forever.
You reach down and touch my nuts. Stop, that's what nuts feel like. Touch it. No, I don't want it.
What are some campaign do's and don'ts for an aspiring politician like myself?
If you have stuff in the closet,
Mhm.
then you probably shouldn't get into politics.
Oh,
So
no.
think about that for a minute,
Okay.
and let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'll work on that one. It might take a little time.
And the people around who know,
Mm-hmm.
obviously have to be taken care of.
So murder my family and
Not
friends.
murder, I never said murder.
Oh, okay.
Do. Here's a do.
Yeah.
Bring a portable hair dryer wherever you go.
Okay. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Okay.
Great.
Don't.
Here's a don't.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get things done.
Okay.
That seems to be real popular right now.
Yeah, I would have done the opposite of that.
No, it doesn't matter. Just don't get things done.
Okay.
Here's kind of a fun play on words. Don't do in public. And that's a do.
That could be my bumper sticker.
Yeah, don't do in public.
In public.
Do you like comedy?
I'm a big fan of humor.
You're a proponent of it?
I like humor a lot.
Just follow along.
Oh, trust me. I'm laughing on the inside.
I went to the petting zoo and I let the goat lick my wiener.
What makes a good political attack ad? How would you attack me in a political attack ad?
Oh, well, the first rule, I think, is to take whatever you've said out of context.
Yes.
That is the denominator of most of these ads.
Right.
And maybe point out the fact that you like to wear green a lot.
Yeah.
Which seems a little bit
seems
environmental.
Is she a tree hugger?
Yeah.
And that means she wants to stop. She's anti-jobs. So I tie all those together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got some work to do.
You do?
I do. But I won't do it.
You won't
do it. And you won't do in public.
Don't do in public.
Aspiring politicians, take heed. Don't get stuff done. Do punch babies, and most importantly, never do in public. I approve this message.
Thanks, Grace. Don't do in public. Now, there's a lot of crazy news in the world. Here are a few stories worth getting familiar with. Most millennials are incredibly engaged in politics, as long as that engagement involves changing their Twitter icons or clicking the like button. But now a 22-year-old fresh out of college is running for New York State Senate. Republican Mindy Meyer has been featured on dozens of media outlets, from MSNBC to Fox News to the New York Post. This is great, some actual engagement. Maybe we should head to her website for her stances on the issues of, holy, what is that? Someone called the Smithsonian. We found the last functioning GeoCities page on Earth. Beneath all the blink tags, auto-playing MIDI tracks, and Instagram pictures of Myra's Katniss, there is an actual candidate there. An actual candidate who, I'd guess, would present her budget plan via a gallery of animated GIFs. You might not believe this, but this is not a Will Ferrell project. It could, however, be something Village Voice critic Mara Johnson calls troll gazing. That's when new public figures act intentionally awful to appease the internet's unquenchable thirst for failure, then use all that negative attention to further their careers. Now, it sounds like that wouldn't work, usually. Being horrible generally means being brushed aside and never heard from again. But this is a fail-obsessed world now. Tone-deaf Rebecca Black has a record deal. Professional misogynist Tucker Max has been on the New York Times bestseller list every year since 2006. And inexplicably, instead of being in Child Protective Services, this kid has her own reality show. Now that I think about it, maybe there is something to this whole troll-gazing thing. Note to self, register and launch puppykicking.com. All puppies were harmed in that photo and that website. Speaking of parodies of the 1%, in the oh my god, that's a terrible idea category, an Australian billionaire is trying to build a real-life Jurassic Park. Whoa! Yes, wealthy Aussie Clive Palmer, best known for trying to build a replica of the Titanic, so you know his ideas are really well thought out, is hiring the scientists who cloned Dolly the sheep to create a dinosaur for his theme park-style resort. Whoa. Did no one pay attention to the documentary Jurassic Park? Even Samuel L. Hold On to Your Butts Jackson got killed in that movie. How come the one guy who sees Jurassic Park as a great idea instead of the cautionary tale it is the one dude on Earth with enough money to make it a reality? What's next, Palmer? Piranhacondas? How about super intelligent sharks? How about invisible gorillas? Do those sound fun? You know, humans aren't supposed to create everything they can think of. That's how we ended up with the KFC Double Down sandwich. The fried chicken's the bread, the cheese is the meat, the heart disease is inside of us. The worst part is dinosaurs are only part of the attraction. The park will also have a casino. And if you've seen the movie Casino, or worse, been to an actual casino, you know that's a terrible idea too. On the upside, the hotel is sure to have the most exciting lazy river in the world. But who am I to question Clive Palmer? He's a billionaire. And if I've learned anything from American politics, it's that people with money are smarter than us. So kudos to you, Mr. Palmer. May all your caviar dreams come true. And if you're interested, I will happily hit you up for my Deepwater Horizon swim park Kickstarter. Now, if your patent lawsuit Google Alert's not working, you might not know that Apple and Samsung are in the middle of a massive legal bitch fest over whether Samsung ripped off the iPad. Currently, Apple wants Samsung spanked for leaking inadmissible documents to the press, while Samsung says that Apple's trying to patent the rectangle. And apparently no one involved has seen this 1998 episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. See there? iPhoto sucks even in the future. The house that Jobs built has already lost one key battle in the UK, where a judge ordered Apple to run ads saying that Samsung did not copy the iPad in making its own device. This means that Apple's going to have to launch an advertising campaign for a competitor's product. I can only imagine what that would look like.
This is the Samsung Galaxy Tab. It's a totally original, 100% unique tablet. It runs Android, and it's made of durable plastic. It does things, I suppose, well, you know, you can put apps on it. Nearly a third of the apps available for the iPad are also available on the Galaxy Tab. And who needs all of those choices, am I right? Also, you can definitely store music on it. Well, not quite all the music available through the iTunes Store, but why bother with the Beatles when you have the Monkees? Plus, the Galaxy Tab has a battery and a screen. Yes, it does. Look at that. It's amazing. Well, it's not turning on right now, but eventually it will. Maybe I can find the... Oh, there it is. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. The Galaxy Tab also has a clock. Because the Samsung Galaxy Tab is certainly not a copy of any pre-existing tablet that might also be available on the consumer electronics market. The Samsung Galaxy Tab, a completely and wholly original, non-infringing rectangular tablet device that you can use your money to buy, if you wanted to. Okay, that's good, yeah? Feel good about that? Boom, done.
Thank you, patent lawsuits, for that commercial, and for totally wasting our time. If companies weren't so caught up in this crap, we would have had tablets back in 1998, along with everything else from Star Trek. You know, spaceships, universal health care, and a military where everyone has to wear skin-tight uniforms. Up next, aliens, music, and the crazy correlation between the two. We'll explain after the break.
This portion of Attack of the Show is brought to you by Warner Brothers Pictures' new comedy, The Campaign, in theaters August 10th.
Our next guest is the creator of the Rhapsody Music Service, a TED Talk alum, and a published author. Please welcome Rob Reed. Rob Reed. So you are a startup guy.
I am a startup guy.
Hit us with the elevator pitch for your new book, Year Zero.
My new book, Year Zero, tells the story of a vast alien civilization that is so into American pop music that they accidentally commit the biggest copyright infringement since the Big Bang, thereby bankrupting the entire universe. All the wealth in the universe is owed to us and to our record labels, and we don't know it just yet.
Like more than college kids, more than all the professionals out there?
Staggering amounts of, there are sextillions of alien beings.
Okay.
All of them have accidentally pirated many millions of our songs, and for reasons that are baked deeply in the storyline, they're on the hook to actually honor and obey our copyright laws and to pay the fines that are associated with violating them, which they have done in a very, very, very big way.
Are our copyright laws really as bad as you make them out to be in this book of fiction?
Well, I am actually an expert in alien law, and I can assure you, well, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
The maximum penalty for pirating a single copy of a single song in the United States of America is $150,000.
Because that's the damage that the artist and the publishing industry feel.
Approximately,
from
yeah.
the theft.
150,000x. Now, to put that into perspective, the maximum penalty for drunk driving in this state of California is 1/57th of that number. A little disproportionate.
Yeah. Okay.
So it does turn out, after a great deal of arduous searching, mainly on Google and Wikipedia, I was able to determine that our copyright laws are indeed the most onerous in the entire universe.
Now, you have experience in this. You helped start Rhapsody. You created Listen.com.
I did indeed.
What is the evidence for how wacky our laws really are? How did we get to the $150,000?
How do we get to this point?
Where does that copyright math come?
What I would say is that for 80 to 90 years, there were only two parties in the room when copyright law was made. There were basically the music lobbyists and the media industry lobbyists and the senators who loved them and raised campaign funds from them.
Okay, so who else should have been there? I mean,
Well, about a decade, it does seem perfect, doesn't it? And that's how we get $150,000 a song. About a decade ago, the tech industry showed up.
Okay.
And I was personally involved in that when I was working with Rhapsody, and I went to D.C. and I saw how all of this went down. And I'd say for the last 10 years, the tech industry has been involved in this discussion. And what's really cool is starting in about January, the rest of us got engaged in this discussion with everything that went on with SOPA and PIPA. And now there are lots of voices at the table. And so I think things are going to unfold in a very different way going forward. But we have about 90 years of the two-way conversation that we're still living with.
Now, because you were actually embedded in the industry, you have friends on all sides of this debate, I assume.
Well, I used to, yeah.
Well, that's what I want to know. Like, you have really, I read the book. It's great, first of all, just on a personal level. But you've painted the politicians, the lawyers, and the music execs as the dumbest people in the history of the universe. Well, how have they reacted to this, your former friends?
You know, I wish, frankly, they'd react a little bit more vitriolically and publicly, because it'd be so fun to have a public discussion about this. But in all seriousness, I would say most of the really catastrophic mistakes that the music industry made were made about 10 years ago. There are more mistakes that have happened since then that are going on right now, but the most catastrophic ones were a ways back, and a lot of the folks who made those mistakes are now pretending it was somebody else's fault. So they're not really owning them.
And when you say mistakes, what mistakes? Do you have any?
The biggest mistake the music industry made vis-a-vis piracy is for the first 5 years after MP3 players came out on the market, the record labels refused to sell portable music downloads. And that meant that the public, which developed a ravenous appetite for downloadable music, huge appetite. Well, for downloadable music. And the only way to access that, it wasn't for sale, was to pirate it. And so what happened was the public went from a state of acute excitement about love this format more than anything since wax cylinders, right? To one of confusion, why won't they sell it to me? To what I'd call a prohibition mentality. And that prohibition mentality said, this stuff is great, it's illegal, and that is insane. And because it's insane, I'm not a criminal for desiring it. And so over 5 years, people became first technically comfortable with piracy, and then shortly after that, morally comfortable with it, because there was no alternative. That was the catastrophic mistake.
So will it take an alien existential threat to bring us back from the brink of catastrophe?
You know, that could do it. I think a robot uprising could as well. Yeah. So I think a robot uprising, an alien invasion, a few other things could get us to sort of marshal our forces and reform copyright law. And by the way, I should point out, I'm a copyright moderate. I'm not somebody who believes that everything ought to be free and that creators, particularly me, we should be compensated for our work. I'm a moderate on this, but I do believe that our laws need a certain amount of reform.
I've got one last quick question. I was actually in the studio with you when John Hodgman recorded your audiobook.
You were.
How did you get him? He's awesome at reading this.
He is phenomenal. I actually, John and I both go to a conference together, the TED conference. We met there a number of years ago.
Humble brag.
Yeah, you got me there. Well, so we met at the conference, and we've been buddies ever since.
Okay.
And when Random House said somebody not named Rob Reed is going to read the audiobook, because you and I were not yet acquainted at that point,
That's right.
I said Hodgman.
Well, that was a good choice. It's a great book. Rob
Thank you
Reed,
kindly.
Year Zero. And now over to Sarah.
It's time to attack this coffee stuff. Now, everyone knows how important coffee can be for the morning routine, but that doesn't mean you have to neglect the most important meal of the day. Introducing the 3-in-1 breakfast machine. This do-it-all appliance is about the size of a regular toaster, and it's packed with 3 separate appliances that are essential to any breakfast. It's got a toaster for your standard toasting, a skillet for making eggs and bacon, and of course a coffee maker to make sure you have enough caffeine fuel to get you through the day. Head over to thinkgeek.com to get your own breakfast machine for $40. Not bad. Now that you've got the ultimate coffee maker, you're gonna need some coffee beans for that morning brew. So why not pick up a batch of Death Wish coffee? It's touted as the strongest coffee in the world and is meant for those who are deathly serious about their cup of joe. The people behind Death Wish coffee claim their beans have close to 200% the amount of caffeine found in typical coffee shop coffee. And based on the many warning signs posted on their website, we're going to go ahead and believe them. You can flirt with your own Java Death for $20 a pound over at deathwishcoffee.com. And finally, now that you have the world's strongest coffee brewed up, you're going to need a mug to enjoy it in. So what better way to drink your coffee than out of a toilet? You'll never be able to look at your coffee the same once you've enjoyed it from the bowl of a miniature latrine. And it can be used for more than just coffee. It's perfect for ice cream, candy, and it even makes a swell window planter. Yes. You can fill this mug with your favorite brown liquid for just $12 at Amazon. Still ahead, David Tennant breaks the space-time continuum to look back at his time on Doctor Who. Don't miss it. Doctor Who apparently still has the keys to the TARDIS. Earlier, David Tennant traveled through time to sit down with Matt Myra. Let's just say one of them was very excited.
Our next guest has a special talent for traveling between the past and the future. Please welcome David Tennant. Welcome to our humble program.
It's very exciting to be here.
You are probably the first doctor we've had on this program, regardless of actual medical doctor or time.
Yeah. Well, I am a fully qualified medical doctor as well. I just keep it quiet.
Oh, did you get that from?
I underplay that, yeah.
Well, that's good. It's appropriate that you would underplay that because they don't want to confuse you for someone who could possibly help them in a situation of...
Exactly.
In fact, I smell toast. Am I having a stroke or do you smell First things first, the Olympics just happened, and if my canon is correct, you should have lit that torch.
What happened? What went wrong?
I'm asking you.
I was waiting for the phone call. There was an online petition, apparently, which the London organising committee chose to ignore, it would seem. I know. I know. Worse than that, in the opening ceremony, there was this Doctor Who sequence that got cleared. We all had to sign off on it, and they cut it the day before.
Yeah. Is there a time paradox? Is that a fixed point in time? Apparently not.
Well, apparently not. Yeah. I'm a bit confused myself, to be honest. I don't know how that's going to work out, and there could be things unraveling now. We don't know. We can't say how far the implications of this are going to lead.
Now, next year, of course, is the 50th anniversary.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nobody told me that. I hadn't
read
noticed.
that on a blog post
Nobody's
somewhere.
mentioned that to me at all.
Now, there's nothing official, but sometimes, occasionally, they've brought a couple doctors together for a consult. That's what doctors do,
And
right?
nobody's asked me about that. That's funny. It's funny that this is the first time this should come up. No, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, have you
What are
heard
you
any-
asking? What are you asking?
Have
What
you
are you
heard
actually
anything?
What are you actually asking?
David, have you heard anything? And if they say, hey, listen, fire up the pinstripe suit.
Yeah.
We need you back.
I cannot be drawn on anything. Who knows what will happen next year? I'm sure there are lots of plans being discussed in quiet rooms by men with long beards and great power.
I will take that as a yes.
Well, you can take it any way you like. I'm confirming nor denying anything. Twitter, nothing to do with me.
Do you still have the suit on standby, just in case?
I do have it in a very secure location, yes.
Yes. Is that your retirement plan, in case things don't pan out? You just sell the suit?
Yeah, you just sign the hem. Yeah, no, I have one of everything that I wore.
Oh, very
I got
nice.
given to me in sort of in hermetically sealed suit bags at the end, which I have got squirreled away somewhere.
Oh.
I hope the moths haven't got in. I mean, I could have a nasty surprise
Just
when I
go
look
and it's
for
just
it. Yeah.
like Swiss cheese.
Exactly. Yeah.
I hear through the rumor mill that you are a fan of technology.
Oh, I love some stuff.
You gotta
love stuff.
I love stuff. That's what I do for a living.
Stuff is great.
Is I look at stuff and I go, this is good.
This is good stuff.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
What is the thing you cannot live without, technology-wise?
I mean, I suppose I'm the Apple Mac cliche. I've got the eye everything.
You're speaking my language.
My eye life. The
like
pod, the pad.
I don't want to impress you or anything, but I used to be an Apple genius.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that mean you aren't anymore? What happened?
Well, I mean, I think it lapsed. I think it lapses after a while.
Does it?
Yeah.
There's a lot to keep up with. It changes.
There is.
Quick.
I'm like, I don't need to do that. I'm on TV now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
so I can't come to you with my problems?
Well, you could. I could probably help.
Okay.
But I will do it begrudgingly.
Sure. And at great cost.
And from my dressing room. Which I don't have.
Okay. But do you do like Twitter and Facebook and all that?
I do all the.
So
I'm on
people
Twitter,
know.
I'm on
So
Facebook.
people can just
find me. People
tweet
will
you, say they don't like you.
They're
be
probably.
rude
I'm
to
going
you.
to get. I guarantee you, I will get at least 3 tweets telling me the green sweater looks awful.
Oh, but surely it's just so they can superimpose all sorts of things onto your green screen.
Thanks for giving the booth the idea.
Hey, go for it. My face here.
Go ahead. Ready? Do it.
Yeah.
Can they do it? Do they have to have that queued up? You guys are the worst.
I love it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I may have bought a.
Come on, keep up, keep up.
Wait,
come
wait,
on,
here we go.
come on. Woo! Woo! This is great fun.
I bought a shirt just like this at Comic-Con. Now, later this year, you're returning to the British Broadcasting Corporation. You're going to come back to the BBC.
Yes.
You're going to do something called The Spies of Warsaw.
Yeah.
Which I hear does not involve time travel.
Well, it doesn't as much as it's set in the 1930s.
Yeah, but does
So
it
it's
go...
one big
Okay.
slab of time travel. You just don't see us arriving and leaving. But it's but you know, yeah, it's set in the 1930s between the wars in Warsaw, and I play a sort of. It's a kind of French James Bond. It's the closest I'm ever going to get.
Oh.
So I've given up any aspirations to getting that job. And so yeah, Francois Mercier is a kind of French between the wars Bond figure. So there's a bit of espionage and daring do.
Now, this all takes place in Warsaw. Had you been there before?
Yeah,
the wall
I was in Warsaw at drama school. We had a drama school exchange visit, and I went there just before the wall came down and Europe changed.
So right before David Hasselhoff sang on top of the wall.
right before David Hasselhoff saved freedom, brought liberty to Europe. God bless him for that. So it's very much a modern European city now. Yeah, but it's a city that got abused.
Yeah.
You know, it got destroyed in the war.
Well, it was conveniently located for abuse.
It was slap bang in the middle, and it got and that's a lot of what Spies of Warsaw is about. Just that sense that everything's coming to the boil, and that Warsaw's in the middle, and that Poland is in trouble, really, and where the rest of Europe is going to line up to, you know, on which side of the divide, and who's going to support Poland and amongst all that. Turns out nobody really did. It got very shabbily treated. So.
Way to go, jerks! Took David Hasselhoff to save everything. Once again.
Yeah.
Do you have any other projects coming up that you could
I'm
talk
about to go back and start a thing called Broadchurch, which is a kind of little dark sort of murder mystery 8-part miniseries that we're going to be doing. Down in, set in a little Dorset town
You
or
guys
something
love
terrible.
miniseries over there. Can't get enough of it.
Well, we don't, you know, you guys make like 26 episodes of things, and we have a very short attention span. So we can't do that. We just, quick in and out, yeah.
Thank you so much to David Tennant. Look for the Spies of Warsaw to air on BBC America later this year. Thank you so much.
Thank you. After the break, Sarah's got the secret to immortality, and it might involve robots. Don't go anywhere.
If you have a thirst for all things action sports, then sit down because the drinks are on Fuel TV. Let's check out tonight's lineup.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
It's Thursday, August 2nd, and here are your top stories. Evidence has emerged proving Twitter is more than a haven for sharing cat videos. Yesterday, a new Twitter polling system called Twindex was launched to track tweets that mentioned President Barack Obama and presumptive Republican nominee Mitt Romney. Now, the system gathers data based on opinions and issues trending in more than 400 million tweets surrounding the presidential race, including real-time reactions to live events and debates. The idea is to use Twitter to measure shifts in public sentiment and establish it as a platform for civic debate. Now, this is a vast improvement to its current use as a billboard for self-destructing celebrities. So, kudos to social media, from registering to vote on Facebook to co-sponsoring bills in Congress using an app on your smartphone. Twindex is another push towards bringing politics into the 21st century. Yes. And now, a bit of sci-fi fact that sounds eerily close to Bicentennial Man. You know that weird 90s movie starring Robin Williams? Well, anyway, Russian scientists are working towards making human immortality possible by 2045. Sounds like a movie plot, but Dmitry Itskov and his team have already constructed fully functional holographic human avatars with artificial brains and human consciousness. How does that happen? The team's frightening goal is to transplant a human brain into an artificial body in the next 7 years. Now, if researchers achieve this, it'll be the first instance of cybernetic immortality. Yes! That's a terrible idea. I agree with you. But defying nature, it's a little pricey, so the group is appealing to Forbes magazine's list of billionaires for funding and will reward donors with personal immortality. The future's a scary place. The Google Maps team has done it again. Today, they unveiled an online Street View-style tour of the Kennedy Space Center. How cool. In honor of the center's 50th anniversary, Google uploaded over 6,000 high-quality panoramic images to create a self-guided tour of the facility. You can walk along the Space Shuttle launch pad, peruse through NASA's many control rooms, and get access to super secure areas. Now, Google went all out on this one. It is the largest, most intensive Street View tour they've done yet, and they couldn't have picked a better subject. Love you, NASA. And finally, it's a tale as old as time. Boy meets girl, boy sleeps with girl. Boy's brother secretly films them and then tries to sell the video for money, sparking a long-winded adventure as the boy tries to track down the tape before it's too late. Right? Yeah. The 21st century romance is such a beautiful thing. Here's a first look at our exclusive trailer for 3-2-1 Frankie Go Boom. Check it out.
Mom, I can't talk.
There's a party on Friday for your brother, and he wants you to come.
I don't need no complications.
Hi, my name is Bruce, and today I am 90 days sober. There's my leading man. Say something, Frankie.
Would you not do that, please?
Is that really Jack Noel?
We might be doing a picture together. When did you become a director, Bruce?
Don't you remember all those funny movies you used to make when you were boys?
Hey, Frankie, let's go have a picnic.
For lots of love and plenty of soul. Yeah.
Are you okay? So, Frank, I was just wondering if perhaps you could just want me tonight. You can do, honestly, like, whatever you want. I'm sorry that I'm crying. You must feel like enough of a failure.
I wanted you to know that I filmed you and that chick last night.
It was awesome.
I dropped a copy of what I filmed off at Jack's.
Get it back.
So my brother dropped off a DVD?
Haven't seen it yet.
Oh! Frank? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Frank.
You know my daughter? Just get the DVD.
Take us in the pool?
He's fine. He's swimming.
Hey, idiot. I uploaded it. What?
Either take it down right now or...
5 boners good. 5 boners is great.
Did it even occur to you there's another person in your film?
I am nervous about being actually shot.
Ladrón!
He's attacking me!
No!
We knew it was really strong!
I bet you didn't know that he filmed us that night.
I think he's dead.
Heimlich him! Where's the little bellies? Oh!
What about Phil? Maybe he can help.
Who's Phil?
His cellmate from prison.
Phil?
It's Phyllis now.
Oh my God, that's weird.
Is that a condom?
Yeah, that's definitely a condom.
John.
3, 2, 1, Frankie Go Boom will be in theaters October 12th. I am Sarah Underwood, and you have just been fed. Still ahead, a beautiful woman on a skateboard. What could possibly go wrong? Our epic fail is up next. All summer long, join me and Sarah Underwood as we welcome more special guest hosts like Michael Ian Black, Neil Brennan, Kumail Nanjiani, Michael Costa, and John Barrowman.
Yeah!
I love that Gungman song. So
Yes, Gangnam Style. I got that dance.
You do. It's time for today's epic fail. To be a good skateboarder, you need to have a fearless attitude.
As well as core strength, coordination, and a good health plan.
You're gonna be famous. 5.0.
I told you I was gonna eat.
Yeah, she's a terrible skateboarder, but an excellent hammer.
Excellent. It's a win for her iron jawbone and a fail for the rest of her. All right.
Why don't we
Twitter?
take... Yeah,
Okay.
Twitter wall.
Yeah?
Twitter wall.
All right, all right.
Boom.
What's what we got?
The first tweet we have in from one little hopeful. Just watched David Tennant on Attack of the Show. I sat on my hands so I wouldn't molest the television. All right, so that's, first of all, disgusting imagery. Molesting television, not really an effective way of getting closer to
Do you
David
guys do
Tennant.
that to us? Do you love us that much?
Yeah. Molesting the Sarah Tunde right now, you guys? Is there anybody you would molest an electronics device for?
Jeez, everyone knows the answer to that. They all know I love Kevin James. But I have an exciting announcement.
Yes?
I just found out today I may get to meet him in September in Vegas when he does a show.
Nice! Congratulations. Congratulations.
I'm so excited. Today was the best day ever.
Yeah. And back to the wall. What else we got?
Yeah, Eddie Steak. I've never watched Doctor Who. I worry that if I do, it will consume my entire life.
So first of all, Eddie Steak, thanks for using the Sarah Tunde hashtag. That was really great. We are loyal to those who are loyal to us, and your fears are well founded. I went into the Doctor Who rabbit hole, and I lost hours and hours of productivity in my life. Yeah, it was really bad.
I'm like that with Breaking Bad right now. They just handed me season 3 and 4 of Breaking Bad today. That is my night tonight, all of season 3. I'm so excited.
So good.
Thanks to our guest David Tennant.